We are coming to you from Norfolk, Virginia. It's late October and pool is in the air. This could only be the U.S. Open 9-Ball Championships. Welcome along, pool fans. My name is Mark Wilson, and alongside me is my longtime broadcast partner and friend, Danny DiLiberto. Great to be here with you, Danny, and we expect fireworks forthcoming.
Great to be here with you, Mark.
Looks like Liu Hai Tao has won the leg. Seems to be some commotion here in the arena. We're only moments away from getting underway. Race to 11. And this set will determine who plays in the final match. It's Kevin Cheng.
Well, it's pretty good prize money for the loser, actually. Loser finishes third.
There's a conference down here with the referee, Barry Behrman, Scott Smith, and Julian. Not sure what the conversation pertains to, but seemed important at the time. Liu Hai Tao will be breaking. Very solid player.
We've been notified that this is a race to 11, and you got to win by 2. If it winds up 12-12, that's enough.
6 ball on the wing. Tao breaks. Looks like a dry break, Danny.
Yeah, definitely.
Karl.
Not many dry breaks on this table all week.
Karl bounds from his chair. There's a thin cut to the corner pocket. Leads to the 2 ball, however. Speed might be an issue. Might have to hit it a little hard or a little soft. Probably a little soft here. I think he'll use a little left-hand English to kind of check up the speed so he can hold it for the 2 nicely. Needs to be pretty straight on the 2 so he doesn't have to deal with the 7 ball as a combination on the 3. Well, he went power. Don't know that he got exactly where he needed to be. This is going to be either a bank shot or an ultra-thin cut shot. He sticks his tongue out, recognizing that he's going to be faced with a formidable shot here.
Well, if you bank the ball, position's automatic. If you cut the ball in, position's not automatic. And then it becomes a decision. You want easy position with a tough shot or a tougher shot with bad position.
Looks like he's banking. He might be playing safe. No, he's banking. Bet the game on that shot. Made it. Great shot, Karl, boys.
Yeah, position was automatic if you could make the bank. That's why he did that.
Karl hails from Blackpool, England. Big following there. Played last year's Moscone Cup. Solid veteran player. Very experienced. Oh, bumped the 5 up table. I think he still has it in the corner pocket if he wants it. Karl Karl Boyce just coming off a loss to Yushan Chen.
Where he didn't do much wrong, in fact.
Chen took the match, played great. Karl's looking at playing the 6 ball back in the side. Expects to get the 5. Just eyeing up what type of position he wants to get. Ball's on its way. Glides into the pocket.
And you got to decide with a pretty good angle to get to the 7. Might have to draw at one rail.
Looks like he's stunning the ball a little bit, so I think Danny's right, because the 8 ball is in the way if he just follows. Or rifles that
Good
in.
shot.
Yeah. Darren Appleton says that Karl Boyce is tremendously skilled at angles into the side pocket from weird angles. He thinks he's one of the better players that plays that type shot. A little bit of low left, come around 2 cushions. Very routine 8 ball. Just leave the cushion. Nothing fancy. Great start to the match for Karl Boyce. Is only this 9 ball away. Hits the pocket. Wins the first game. Karl Boyce won. Liu Hai Tao.
How much does the
0.
third place pay? I got you with another question. It's going to be pretty good because that's what he's got cinched. He can still finish first or second if he gets by this match.
I thought it was 15,000, but I wouldn't swear to it. 40,000's first. I think it's 20,000 second and 15 third. Okay, Karl Boyce in the at the end of the last set went to a super soft break and created an illegal break after tagging them with a lot of power early on. He's changed sides to the table. 3 balls the wing ball. Open bridge. Soft break. 1 ball. Fell in. 2 ball got kissed in.
An illegal break.
Oh, illegal break again. He made 2 balls and an illegal break. Wow.
Yeah, the
All
4
right.
didn't go far enough.
3 balls must cross the center line of the table.
But he made 2 balls.
Then
I'm going to lobby to change that rule. He made 2 balls on the break and has to give up the table.
Yeah, we discussed it in the last match. I really think it's confusing for the audience, especially the newer
Well, it
people.
is. You know,
It's-
I have a girlfriend here, and she has no idea why he's got to give up the table now.
That's not a productive rule for proliferating the sport to people when you make confusion and addendums on rules on rules. But that is the rules we're playing here. We're using a 40-second shot clock. The 9 balls racked on the spot. Cue ball, you must on the break go from 9 inches left or right at the center of the table. Liu Hai Tao takes the routine safety. Moves the cue ball behind the 6 and the 3 ball to the other end of the table. And this is going to be a tricky one to hit. This is missable. 2 cushions now.
Just missed it.
Yeah, made it a small target out there in the middle of the table, so that was a well-designed and executed safety.
Ball in hand.
He's going to have ball in hand. Not the easiest arrangement of balls, but well within his capabilities. Trickle of the head, a little bit of angle into the side.
Does the 6 go by the 8? If not, he has to get to the other corner on the 6.
I think just the way the arrangement of the balls is, I feel that it does, but I'm not positive that it does. Danny and I are located about 25 feet up in the air and about 25 feet from the table. He seems content that it does. Makes the rack play much simpler if it does.
Yeah, I think it goes by his body language. And by cue ball language,
We had a couple matches with Tao on this table. He's a guy that does not beat himself. He's very, very consistent. Approach-wise, disciplined, much like all the Chinese. A very compact swing. No extraneous motion in his stroke, nor with the cue ball movement. You find yourself in the top 3 in this tournament, you have to be a tremendous player. He just defeated Ralph Souquet, one of the winningest players in history. Played very well this tournament. Duns the ball over. Gonna play all 3 balls in the same pocket now.
well, the reason he did that is because he was going to brush the 9 and might have snookered himself if he shot it in the other pocket. But he got good here. He's got a perfect 1 rail angle.
This would tie up the match at 1 game apiece. Good job there. Liu Hai Tao capitalizes on the safety play that he made.
Takes game number 2. Scores tied 1 each.
Turn that into a victory. Looking for the rack. It's underneath the table. Okay.
Barry, don't do that. He's snookering
The shot clock.
the time. Yeah.
Put the trophies in there. I think he's being informed that that will not fly.
Barry, you got to move it, Barry.
Player who's shooting in that direction has to be able to see it.
Yeah.
All right, Karl's acting for a moment. There we go.
The people are glad he's getting out of the way more than clapping for putting it there.
Okay, Liu Hai Tao breaking from the other corner of the box. 7 balls on the wing. That's a powerful break, Danny. No question about 3 balls going across the head string there. However, it's a dry break as well.
So now what does Karl do? I mean, does the 2 go by the 3?
Well, it's an off-angle combination to only a part of a pocket. I don't know if you can risk it. It'd be a pretty big gamble. Karl does generally err on the side of offense when he's uncertain. I don't know that this is prudent to play this combination if you have to get down and squint at it like he is now. Big thing is you don't want to turn the table over on unforced errors and iffy circumstances. If he feels like he can win with this shot, he'll play it.
Looks like a tough shot to me.
Well, he's content and going to take it on.
Oh, it was easy.
Okay, but here's the issue. You take on a shot of that nature and then do not get perfect position, it's not the right shot. So that means he could lose with that shot, but now he might not win with that shot.
No, but he's going to put the cue ball behind the 3 for sure. Easy safe.
Yeah, well done.
A good, dirty shot. Well done.
Liu Hai Tao is aiming up here. What he wants to do kick-wise. Will not just kick to hit it, but he will kick with a purpose. This level of pool, you only get so many turns at the table, and you have to maximize each and every opportunity. But he'll be playing a shot. Looks like he kind of measured up to make the one on the side.
Well, he didn't hit it.
Went a little bit long. It was a high velocity shot in an effort to get separation should he fail the side pocket. Karl Boyce is rewarded for the good safety play with ball in hand.
Well, if there's going to be any problems, it's going to be 6 to the 7.
Karl looks very comfortable right now, in total control of this rack.
Did he get an angle? I don't think he did.
No, it looks like straight
He can-
draw.
yeah, he can draw it straight back.
Nice speed. So Karl Boyce took on the tough combination shot to initiate the rack. Played a great safety, got ball in hand. Cruised through the remainder of the balls. Picks up the lead at 2-1.
Game 3 to Mr. Boyce. He leads 2-1.
Jason Shaw and
Darren Appleton.
yeah,
Yeah.
side by side.
Known each other since their early teens. Good pals. Appleton did the commentary last night with us. Shared a lot of inside information that was very interesting. Boyce set the break. He has a powerful break. He just hasn't been using it. 6 on the wing. Made the 6 ball. Cue ball got away. Had a little spin. The 1 and the cue ball opposite ends of the table. Maybe facing a push-out situation. I don't think he's going to try to kick at this.
Push.
Try to push out. Too much of a cut to take on from this distance, it would seem. So
You know, he has to have a plan, but it's not cutting the ball in.
almost not an easy safety either.
Well, he can go 2 rails maybe behind the 4. No, he banked it. That's not real good. I mean, he left the shot. I'm sure he didn't want to. It's like a little longer spot shot, but
Move the 5 down
pocketable.
on top of the 9, Danny. Looks like a little bit short rack coming. That being said, most anyone that got to the 5 ball at this skill set would have ran the remainder of the balls anyway, so.
Yeah, it will be a little difficult to fall on that combination if you make the 1, 2, 3, 4.
Looks like Karl's playing a safety. No, took it on.
Overcut it. Overcut it. And he left the cut. I think now you're going to run into the eyeball.
Yeah, and it's too hard of a shot to try to arc it out of there with draw and make the ball. You don't want to include any extra difficulty here. You want to be certain that you pocket the 1.
Well, he made it, and he didn't hit the 5. Got good on the 2.
Very good shot. Yeah, that's world-class pool. He chose a little extra power just so it would ride the tangent line long enough to avoid the 5 ball.
That's right. Good point there. You know, the harder you shoot, the wider the ball will glance off your cut. Vice versa, shooting soft.
Yeah, these guys are wielding increments of several millimeters at a time to get the desired effect, angles, and ball speeds. They have a super compact and repeating swing to produce that repetitively. Try to get it to check up with inside. It looks like the 8 ball may have found the,
It snuck at himself.
yeah, interfere with the path to the 3. You know, I think we might see the jump cue here. I'm not good at that shot myself, but a lot of these guys are pretty handy with it. Well, he's looking at straight kicking,
Oh.
considering trying to kick it into the corner pocket.
Well, he sold it out. But does he have a good enough angle to fall on the 4 ball? You going 2 rails to it?
I guess he's coming down here below the 8 towards us.
He went 2 rails.
Speed looks to be about perfect.
Well,
It is. He even preserved the angle.
Yeah, he got the angle to go to the 5-9 combination.
It was sort of a dangerous way. I'd rather play that a little long so I for sure had a shot, but he fell on it just ideal.
Yeah.
He spent a lot of time in no man's land prior to getting ideal. Now he's got the optimum golden 5-9 combination. Would be to expand his lead. Boys now has 3, Tao 1.
Game, Mr. Boys. He leads 3 games to 1.
You know, the slipperiness of the cloth didn't allow the inside spin to grab for Tao and then let the cue ball drift out there and got behind the 8. It's cost him dearly so far. It may cost him more. Well, right now, Karl's smiling, engaging with the crowd a little bit. Sometimes that alleviates some anxious moments. Sets up on the break. 8 balls a wing ball. 8 ball went right straight in. Cue ball keeps drifting forward. He made 3 balls on a break that was relatively soft. May have to push out yet again. Does he have a look at the 1? If he does, I'm sure he'll play offense. Despite the fact
I
it's
think
difficult.
he's got the 1, but look where the cue ball is.
Right, no, it's difficult for sure. I'm just saying, knowing him, he likes to play offense, and this one would seem to have a reward attached. The big thing here, if you miss it, you definitely want to miss it to the thin side. If you hit it heavy, you can easily saw out the rack. If you overcut it slightly, likely to get distance and have the 1 ball lodge up on the end rail. Amateurs miss this fat, pros miss it thin.
Nice shot.
Gorgeous shot.
Yeah, except you sleep in the street. The ball just kept going.
Karl's going to point to the rail where he thought the cue ball should hit.
He made a great shot. I
He
thought
did.
he had good speed on it, but
He
the
did.
ball just kept going. Might have caught a breeze.
Seemed like it could stop anywhere along the way there, that last foot, but it just kept trickling on in there. Sometimes there's a little ego defense there because nobody hits that ball with the idea that they're going to hit it that close to the corner pocket and try to say that something happened wrong. Cue ball went off center. After seeing the 1 ball drop, Liu Hai Tao was probably very concerned about this rack, and then seeing the cue ball drop, now all of a sudden his hopes are rekindled. Certainly don't want to fall 4-1 behind. That was nice. Worked the cue ball very close to the 5. Looks like he'll play this in the corner as opposed to the side just because it lets the cue ball come forward enough that he can get the angle to easily get to the 7.
Yeah, and he's got enough angle to get off the rail, which is very important here. But he's shooting it inside.
He is, so that means he's coming across it. Oh, very soft. He's not going to be close to the 7 now. He's going to have to go 2 cushions down to, I suppose, almost the second diamond as it comes up out of the corner pocket along the long rail.
Yeah, he didn't get real good on this, so, figure you shoot it inside to get the right angle, but it didn't work out that way. Still got work.
But it's a long way to work the cue ball closer. That's a great shot. Yeah.
People love that.
Yeah, I did too. Maybe you get good position after you shoot about a 15-foot shot. People love it.
Yeah, no problem with position here.
Just done it away from the rail.
Got his choice where to shoot it. Shooting it in the corner.
Good stroke. Hits the heart of the pocket. Liu Hai Tao 2, Karl Boyce 3.
Liu Hai Tao wins game number 5. He trails 2 games to 3.
Early in the week, we did not see many racks run by the multitude of great players that came to this arena. And now, in the last 3 days, everybody's been running 3 and 4 racks at a time. Tao locking in on his break. 6th ball is the corner ball. 1 on the head. 6th ball went in like a bullet. And have a shot on the 1. Fairly open layout. He powered up on those, Danny.
Well, he has to miss the 8 going in and go 2 rails to the 2. Target here would be to aim at the 5. 2 rails.
Very nice shot.
Yeah, he
Good
was
speed.
aiming right.
Oh,
That's a real good shot.
sure is. Nice angle and left himself fairly close. If he comes 1 cushion backwards, you get the overhead. I'd love to show this shot. Oh, okay. No, we don't know.
Well, does the 3 go past the...
He would like to get in here, but it's a pretty small
4.
position zone, you know. And so maybe we go this route up this way, and that maybe is a little bit bigger target, a little more clutter and congestion that way. That's what he's looking at, but I think he's going to settle on the 1 cushion route at the end of the day. The 3 does not appear to go by the 4 down there.
Yeah, this is the winning shot if he can fall on the 3.
Inside English, so he's going the multi-cushion route. I don't think it goes in the side, Danny. That's,
No, he played for the corner anyway.
well, I mean, he's this narrow window, you know, to get. That was the only pocket that was open.
Yeah.
The corner pocket. This is blocked, and that was awkward.
He got a little thin on the ball.
Hard to be critical of their decisions, but that particular one, a little confounding because it looked like he was shooting to almost nothing.
Got to hit 3 rails here.
You just got to rub the 3 to the rail, get to the end rail.
Played it safe and a good one.
Yep. no sense compounding one bad shot with trying to force something that's not there. So he played a conservative defensive shot. It's very effective. Karl would like to try to do something with this shot, but there's not much he can do that affords him the luxury of for sure hitting it. Karl's reluctant to go off the end rail with right-hand English. So now he's looking at a 3-cushion route in an effort to get separation.
You might make the ball on the side. Oh, he just missed it.
That was the risk he assumed. He knew that going in. He could have hit it almost certainly coming one rail, but not likely to get the possible safe out of it. This way had a much better safety implication attached to it, but a little bit harder hit. He felt the risk was worth it. You're not going to beat Tao playing conservative, just hit the ball type pool. You're going to have to do something there. You're under pressure. Tao comes to the table, ball in hand, open layout.
Figures to hit 3 rails here.
Yeah, very textbook. Nice angle on the 5 to drift down the table. Wants to get to about the, I suppose the head string would be ideal to play the 7 in the side pocket.
What he's going to do, he got pretty good on it.
He's very straight based on the way he's been over looking at it. Now you'll have to manipulate the pocket or draw straight back. Draw straight back.
Got to go 2 rails now to the 9, which is automatic.
Good speed. Getting better and better and better position. And our score is tied now. 3 games apiece.
Game 6 to Liu Hai Tao. The score is tied at 3.
Tao failed to get position on the 3 ball, but played a good safety. Earned himself ball in hand. Converted
Now
it.
it's a race to 8. Well, not really, because you got to win by 2.
Yeah, that's a little addendum we haven't been using. Race to 11. Win by 2. If you don't win by 2, he ends up 12-12. Then you play 1 rack. Tao preparing to break. 6 ball on the wing.
Six went in, but so did the cue ball. But like you say all the time, you shoot that kind of break, the cue ball is live, and it's always heading diagonally towards the side. A lot of scratches in the side.
A lot of times it's getting kissed several times because of all the congestion with the balls moving. 2 balls were made on the break, too. The 1 and the 6 ball. All in hand for boys. Perfect angle. 3's down in the corner pocket where the 4 is down near the corner pocket where the 3 will go.
Good shot.
Yeah, Carl's looking what angle he wants to get on the 5.
Would you please silence all
It's more of a perfunctory exercise. These guys know and feel, but they also want to be precise. They don't want to just kind of be general and hack it over there and try to see what we get, but they play for specific points and angles. Lends itself to capturing the balls most convenient fashion. Danny, you ever wish that they had live streaming and everything and video when you played? You'd have more?
They had none of that, of course.
No. But I'm just saying what a learning opportunity you would have had.
Yeah.
Nicely past the 7 ball. The audience recognizes that was a narrow window. Applauds.
Well, we didn't have that, but I paid attention and learned. You know, I went to Johnson City when all the top all-around players were there. And if you shut up and kept your eyes open, you learned. It was like going to college.
Modern day players have quite a few advantages at learning some of the high level techniques.
They got Accu-Stats
Right.
and good commentary.
Karl's going to billiard the 9 ball towards the corner pocket here. Just about perfect. So a good run out from the scratch on the break. Boys now regains the lead 4 games to 3.
Mr. Boyce wins game 7. He leads 4 games to 3.
Yeah, you know, you mentioned Accu-Stats, and we've worked for them for a long time, but what a crack staff they have. Great camera work, great angles, long
Greatest.
hours. Yeah. Everybody pitches in. It's a team, a family.
And the equipment is as good as Wide World Sports.
Yep. TV quality. Not an easy task to come in here and set all this up and man it, operate it, organize it. And the technical detail, my goodness, the menagerie of wires and things. I don't know how anyone would figure out. It's like a spaghetti thing, a high-tech spaghetti. To make it all work, I don't get it.
Pat works, Pat Fleming,
He does.
he works
Yeah.
20 hours a day.
That's no lie. Boys now breaking. 6 ball in the wing. Found the 1 ball into the side pocket. 2 ball into the corner pocket. 3 ball up against the rail, still spinning. You know, I put in a lot of hours, and Pat works a lot more hours than I do.
Yep.
Just remarkable.
Well, he doesn't have much of a shot here. I mean, you're going to try to cut this in and control Whitey? Tough shot.
Yeah, you hate to let the cue ball just go ram into the 4 ball and hope to get something. That's probably the easiest way to make the 3. To not try to influence the cue ball at all.
I think it's a better shot to play safe.
Extension.
Might bank. Also, might consider the bank because you might get a backdoor safety if you just stick the cue ball along the rail. You could play the bank 2 cushions, 1 for the corner and the speed that might go to the other corner. Might lay along the end rail. You were iffy at all. Just doesn't look like there's a routine safety here either, does there, Danny? You think?
I'm sorry. What?
It doesn't look like there's a routine safety
No,
here.
there is no routine. I mean, playing it safe, you would have to cut the 3, banking it towards the 5, and try to go behind the 6 and 9. He played the ball.
Went into the
Needs
four.
help.
Got it.
He got it. I think it opened the pocket for sure.
That was the easiest way to make a hard shot, was to not try to influence the cue ball to do something they didn't
Yeah, you
want to.
called it pretty well there, Mark.
But you don't have to get anything is the only issue.
No.
You don't know how clean
Calling
you,
it and making it is two different
Yeah.
things.
isn't it though? He
I
felt
think
it.
he's got room to make the 5 also. But up the corner,
Boy,
I'm
good.
surprised.
Oh, good shot there.
Really good. He got good on the 5.
Even has the right angle to get over for the 6 now.
Yep.
Yeah, he moved the cue ball just a little over a foot, but it got a lot of.
Cinch the 5, and you're going to make the 6 in the same pocket.
He got a lot of work done with that previous shot.
Well, he's going to brush the 9 now?
He's
Or is
gonna,
he going to just...
more than brush it. He's going to hit it full.
Yeah, that'll be good enough because
Yep.
the 7 is right there.
He
Going to
can.
knock the 9 towards the pocket.
Big thing here is not let the cue ball lodge up on the cushion. So he'll go center ball. Work the cue ball back close to the 7. Karl Boyce has earned his way onto the Mosconi Cup for 2015 with the victory last night. He now has enough points to secure it for himself and not rely on a captain's pick. Oh boy, his speed.
He
was
undershot
up.
it.
Well,
He undershot it.
boy, this would have been the best break and run out of the match. And you hate to play safe now, and it's not easy to play safe. I think he's going to end up trying to bank it back to his right.
Well, I think he can cut it pretty thin on the right side.
Yeah, he might
Well,
choose
he's
that
not
too.
doing that.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those things he'd rather lose shooting than lose trying to play safe. He's got the cue ball in a good spot.
Yeah,
No,
he's sold
it
out.
just leaked out. Just leaked out. He was asking for a lot there. He disdainfully hurls the bridge under the table.
Nice touch there.
Yeah. Tao ties the score 4 apiece.
Game number 8 goes to
Boys made
Liu Hai Tao. We are
a large positional error after making such a good run out, and then proceeded to try the bank. Barely missed it. Set everything up. Tao was the recipient of an unforced error. Tao moves his purple bead over to his side of the ledger. 4-4 is our score. Pocketed the wing ball. Pocketed the. Oh, I thought the 9 ball was in there. Looking at rail first on the one right
You
now.
can't hit the one right in. Rail first is a little dangerous.
Yeah, very. Not only could you miss, but the likelihood of a scratch on a miss is great.
Well, you could. I think you got to come with a different plan.
As long as you feel very confident about making the shot.
Made the shot, but like you said, there's a scratch. He didn't reach it.
But that was something else
It
there.
was going right at the pocket.
He made a terrific shot, though. Tried to use the speed to legislate the scratch
Well, he's
out
going
of
to
play.
have to make another terrific shot here
He is.
because this is not easy.
Nay, it's not easy. This is the old stroke buckler here. Move your head, you get scared, your stroke reflects it. He's jacking
The
up.
fundamentals have to be perfect to start with.
I'll tell you the truth. I really think he maybe should consider playing safe here, but you hate to do it after you made such a good opening shot. Double Q. Got it.
Oh, that's a heck of a shot.
Sure is. Yeah. And the audience recognizes it. Big pressure shot.
Yeah, the winner of this match gets into finals. Good angle. It's just before the side pocket, and you're going to get on the 5. Good, but you want to keep an angle on the 5 because the 6 is far away.
Yeah, he looked proficient with the bridge, very comfortable. Elbow was out to the side, level.
Good shot.
We have a capacity crowd here, table side. Very educated pool audience. They know what they're looking at.
Well, they've been watching it for 40 years. They got to learn something.
Good shot.
Uh-oh.
He doesn't want to get perfectly straight.
Uh-oh. He's got a little angle. I think you got to come back. Draw the ball. Going forward is dangerous, but he's going forward. No, my first thought was right.
Well, he hit it nice, too. He worked the cue ball pretty close there. Good speed on
Very
that
good.
shot. All he needs to do is get the cue ball back to the center of the table here. Nice cueing action. Slow backswing, smooth transition. That's the recipe for consistency. Only takes 3 seconds to pocket that 9-ball. And with that break and run out, Tao takes the lead 5-4.
Number 9 to Mr. Liu Hai Tao. He leads the match 5-4.
Danny, recap a couple of the things you found very interesting this week here.
I'm sorry.
I say recap what you found interesting this week here at the U.S. Open.
I found it interesting to see so many players from Taipei play this well. Taipei, I should say. You know, how do you get that many? It's not a big population pool playing, but not as much as the Philippines, but they got half a dozen real good players, any one of which could win this tournament.
Yeah. So I couldn't be more impressed either with the Republic of China Taipei players. And they have a school there, and they all train there, and they have instructors there. You can see what it does for them.
Well, he made a ball in the corner. Enough balls went past the side, but he doesn't have a good shot at the one. We'll be looking at a safety here.
It's hard to tell how he would go about playing safe. There's nothing real straightforward about it.
Yeah, it's not easy to play safe because if you try to go 3 rails behind the 4 and 7, the 2 enters. You might run into the 2.
Right. The 9 ball could be en route. The pocket, the corner pocket could be. If you try to use the 3 by banking the 1 down by the 9, you can easily fail that too.
I think
a lot of travel.
I think you bank it perpendicular and try to get behind the 2.
He used his extension. We're in the second 40 seconds. Good speed, good shot. Wow.
Oh, he used the 3 to get him. That's a good shot.
From our vantage point, that appeared very difficult. And from his vantage point, it was. But it was perfect execution.
You're not knocking the 1 behind any balls, and the 3 is out in the middle of the table. Tough safe, because that's the only way you could have snookered him.
Yep, I call that a naked safety. You got 1 shot.
That's good wording, naked safety.
Gonna have to extend it down here with a little left English. Open it up.
Oh, you hit it.
He did, and got some pace to it to get some separation. Good shot.
I think he can hit the paint. He's looking at it.
The 7 ball enters the picture when you rub the 1 here, so he's got some things to consider before he shoots.
I think if he hits the 1 real thin, he's not dealing with the 7, and he could go behind the 9 or the 2. See what he thinks. Gotta hit it thin. The 7 won't be in the game. It was. He hit it thin. Mark, you were so right. He hit it thin as could be, and he still hit the 7. But he still sold out.
Well, he probably had to hit it thin. If he could have hit it heavy, he might be able to slide along down the end rail or side rail. Now he's just going to roll up on the 4 here, get behind it. Uh-oh. Oh, no good. He had to introduce a little left English when it hit the rail. I thought it was going to flatten and come out, but he stuck it right on the back of the 4. This is a tricky hit. You cannot introduce a high velocity shot here because it comes too short. So then when you do hit it, it's very hard to get any separation or defensive aspect to this kick.
Yeah.
I mean, it might be difficult to even, you're going to have to use side spin.
Best thing can happen here for him is to make the ball. I don't see a safe if he just hits it. He didn't make it.
He almost did, and he hit it hard, so he...
And he did make a safe out of it.
That was a heck of a shot there.
A real good safe. I mean, he got him actually with 4 balls.
Yeah, he's buried here.
They're going to have to make a good kick. The ball's sitting close enough to the rail where if you can come close to hitting it, you might make it. Yeah.
Also awkward enough you can miss the entire ball.
Oh, I'll tell you, that was...
Yeah.
Hitting that was tougher to miss than to make.
Right.
He hit it, I thought, perfectly.
It was a very nice hit. He was totally comfortable on that kick. You can tell he has a 9-foot diamond table in his apartment. Totally comfortable. Hao-Tao comes to the table with an open layout now. And the lead.
Good shot.
Good speed, too.
Anytime you got an easy shot and the right angle to go to the next ball, you did very well.
He will stun it out across this table. Well, he was able to just roll it in there. Seems a little bit dissatisfied he'll deal with the 7, but that's not even the problem.
No, it's not going to. It might make him get closer to the 4,
Right.
in fact.
Exactly.
He's going to brush the 7, still hit the side rail. He'll be great.
Doesn't want to move the 7 to the end rail, so he chooses a softer speed. Good decision.
Great shot. And he's got the good angle to get to the 5.
Yeah, the quality of this field, it tells us that we really have a sport here now where people are training like athletes and in a professional manner, structured manner, disciplined manner.
But we need more young people to play.
We do. I think this is the type of thing that will help to grow it because there's an aspirational component that want to be somebody, want to be part of this rather than looked down upon like it was by my parents when I engaged in pool in college.
Oh, you still see movies and soap operas where they say something a little derogatory about pool.
Mm-hmm.
Not long ago, these women said, "Where's your son?" "Oh, he's a pool room bum. He's in the pool room." Yeah. It's a great sport because
It is.
what other sport can women compete with men without physical strength and you can play when you're old? No other sport.
I have to commend Tao on this run out. That was available, but not that easy. Goes through the balls, takes the lead 6 games to 4.
Game number 10 goes to Mr. Liu Hai Tao.
Looking very solid.
Leads the match 6 games to 4.
I love watching world-class pool. You get your blood going, makes you want to go hit balls. I have not made it to Q-Master Billiards this week. But our hours have been pretty long, pretty late. Have you been over there, Danny?
No. No, in fact, I have not played any pool in 7 months. And I'm right across the street from the pool room. But you know, that's what happens when you get older. It isn't like your ability wanes, it's that you lose the desire to work at it. But I got to get that back because I feel insecure if I'm out of stroke, and I'm out of stroke.
Game number 11. 6 balls on the wing. 6 ball got squeezed in. It missed the pocket. 2 trickling in. 1 ball checks up near the corner
Oh,
pocket.
he's got a good run out here. Tough to miss position on the 4. Just pocketing the 1. But of course, you got to get the right angle to go from the 4 to the 5. So, folks, it's not just a case of shooting the 1 in and falling on the 4. You got to fall on the 4 with the right angle.
Yeah, the precision and detail that these guys put towards the play inspires you.
The 3 will determine getting on the 4 right.
Good opening shot. Right now he's thinking about that 5 ball. How does he want to get on the 4 to get to the 5? I think he's just going to top spin this 3 ball in and just roll out a diamond from the side cushion.
A hair right-hand English, that'll give you the angle on the 4 to get to the 5.
He's
not
queuing up
shooting
low.
hard.
He's queuing up low. I don't know. Oh, he's rolling. Okay.
That's that's the angle I saw, and he did it. I mean, I saw it, but he's the one who executed. Got perfect.
Yeah, this will be a very controlled approach to the 5-ball.
Yeah, you're aiming towards the 8. That's your target.
I think he'd probably go a little more towards the corner pocket.
He got good. He's got
Yeah.
the angle now to get the angle on the 7.
Double checks what angle he wants, how he wants to get on there.
Really, no matter where you get on the 7, you can get position.
You don't really want to be straight in, even though
Well,
you can
even
draw
if you got
back.
straight in, yeah, you could draw the ball.
Okay.
Of course, this is a little better because now all you got to do is make the 7, and you're going one rail to the 8.
I think he wants the cue ball cleaned here.
This is to prevent the ball from skidding. You know, if you hit that object ball at a point where there's dirt on the cue ball, the ball could skid.
Grab, cling, bounce. Glides the cue ball over there.
Oh, he got pretty straight. He got pretty straight.
Yeah, he did too. He's down looking at it.
Might have to draw the ball now.
He's pretty close to the. I think he can work the pocket just enough.
Think so? Oh, he had enough angle to go 2 rails. No problem.
All right, good break and run out there. Tao takes the 3-game lead, 7-4.
He leads the match
Yeah.
7 games to 4.
He's pulling away at the right time.
Mighty high standards.
You gave a perfect description of this guy. He doesn't give away any games. You got to beat him. And they all know the right decision to make.
Mm-hmm.
Very intelligent.
Yeah, I mean, look at that rack, how he worked through it. He started off with kind of a long 1-ball, eased it in the hole, hit it a little bit rough, and then after that stayed in perfect alignment the rest of the way. Never a threat. That's a ball. Great mental focus and intensity. You have to be in shape to withstand 6 days of this at this level. Tao breaking. Cue ball knocked the 6 away from the corner pocket. It was heading there. I don't know that it would have gone in. It was going to be close. Left Karl a thin cut on the 1-ball. He wants to play offense.
Well, tough position if he does that. But he does have a shot at it, but where's the cue ball going?
Well, that's it.
You know, if you cut it in there, you don't want it to hit any ball upstream because you're going to be far away from the 2.
Younger players always play offense from here. As you get more mature, you start to learn the value of maybe waiting another shot rather than forcing something that's not easily done.
And he can't hit the one on the left side, or I like going 2 rails, freezing him on the 4 ball, but he doesn't have that option. And like we've been saying, don't lose the game on a phony safe.
Well, I
If you
think
don't have a good safe, shoot at a white flag. He's shooting.
Is he?
Yep, he's cutting at this.
Good call, Danny.
And making it. Oh boy, he's lucky he didn't scratch there.
Yeah.
He snookered anyway.
Yeah, too aggressive. He knew he could possibly make the 9 there, but you could scratch just as easy and likely that you get hooked going through that.
That's what I said. If you cut it in and hit a ball upstream, you don't have to like it, and he doesn't like it.
I thought he could move the 1 ball behind the 4 and then have the cue ball over behind the 2 on the other side of the table there. Maybe wait 1 more turn before he tried something aggressive. He's got to hope for something positive to happen. Well, he made a solid kick, and look at this. Cue ball, good speed. Very good shot.
Yeah, very good dirty shot.
Yeah, when you play kick safety from there, that's just good judgments and good executions. You don't know you're getting safe. You just know that the mathematical likelihood by playing that speed at that angle leads to possible safety.
He's going under the 6. Try to hit the 2.
That means you'll have to introduce backspin to warp it in there. The natural angle doesn't necessarily want it to go there. He needs to spin the catch, too, so you can't hit it too hard. Good
He
job.
hit it, and he made it. Oh, look at this. I don't think he has the 3 past the 6.
No,
Can you shoot the combination? 3-6?
hard to tell.
Tough shot, but he's got it. You know, it's almost straight on. Looks to me.
He's looking at safety, where he could thin the 3 and get the cue ball down where his tip's at now, what angle he would like.
Yeah, you're right. He's got a 3-game lead, and he doesn't want to let him back in.
Mm-hmm.
So he's not going to gamble on this combination. He's got a good safe. He can fan the 3 and snooker Karl with the 7 and 9.
Yeah, he doesn't want to give up a game here cheaply. He wants him to earn it, and that kind of protect your lead, kind of similar to the 1
Look at how
pocket.
thin he hit it and how perfect it stopped.
Oh, that's a great
He got
shot.
him.
That's world-class pool right there. Now Karl's
Right.
going to have to kick for his life yet again.
Yeah, he's getting a lot of kicking practice.
Yeah.
However, he's not going to be able to use the practice if he loses this match because he could pack his bags, go home.
Karl's going to take a look at the 3 in the corner. 3, oh, he's looking, yeah, he's measuring it to make it. At least for sure hit it.
You know, part 1 is to hit it.
If he hits the high side of the 3, the 6 ball might be in play.
He hit it. He scratched. Well, you had to hit it. You know, wherever it goes, you know, you're shooting a little wild there, but can't help it scratching. You got to hit the ball.
You brought this on yourself when you played the 1 and hooked, got yourself hooked. So
Yep.
even though he kicked safe,
In other words, you like the fact that he got punished. I don't mean you like it, but you think he kind of deserved it.
well, it's not even that. I'm not advocating something bad should happen to him. I'm just saying
I
you could have
know.
possibly rearranged the game.
I know. You'd rather see them kick everything and play perfect.
I would. Yeah, we know things happen in the game where you become, you get a deficit. Not always fair and equal. So, but it's imperative that you take advantage of your opportunities to influence the outcome, recognizing that you're going to get the short end of the stick sometimes.
He's got to hit 2 rails here. He did it pretty nicely.
Yeah, you were spot on that call. Didn't want to just roll it. Takes his time.
He got straight in. He can cheat the pocket maybe and hit a rail, get closer. That's what he did. Shot the 6 to the left side of the pocket.
Now we're going to see a pretty draw, 1 cushion back.
A pretty draw?
Mm-hmm.
You're right.
Yeah.
The people love to see a pretty draw.
I do too. This would be about a 6
They
foot
do.
draw shot.
They do.
Like to leave the side rail 1 foot.
There it is. Pretty draw. He's got enough angle to get closer to the 9. Got real close.
And typical of Tao, a very, very high standard. He now has a 4-game lead at 8-4.
Mr. Liu Hai Tao.
Yep.
He leads the bench 8 games to 4.
Karl Boyce is going to have to make something happen here shortly.
But he's got to get a shot first to
Right.
do that.
And that's what I'm saying. You can't wait for Tao to beat himself. You're going to have to kick a ball in and run out, and then break and run out a rack, or put a lockdown safety and get ball in hand and run a couple racks. Too late to trade racks. Two ball found in the pocket. 1 ball's down there by the corner. He's going to have a shot.
He can hit it. That's about it.
No, he's going to make it.
Oh, he's got a shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at the 9 as the cue ball. Yeah, he does have a good shot. He's got a good 1 rail angle to shoot the 3 in the same pocket.
This has really been 1 inning 9 ball. First guy to get a good shot has been cashing them in. Once in a while, there's a couple innings of safety or kicking, but then once they get that good shot, they go on and collect all the balls.
See, no problems here.
And he's deliberate. He goes and checks his angles too. He doesn't do anything in a hurry. Scramble around. Wish he'd looked first.
The 8 is in the path. He might have to just draw this. Draw it 1 rail, side rail. Hit it on the full side. Did that nicely.
Yeah, he did. He didn't try to do something that wasn't there. He accepted the side pocket. If he's real straight, he may just have to back the cue ball up a little bit. But he's down looking at the 6, so we know he figures that he can get the cue ball down there. So he must
But
have
even
just a
real
hint.
straight, he could play part of the pocket.
Well, he only has part of the pocket at this angle of approach into the side. You don't have a whole pocket. Oh, he really pounded that into the side to get there.
Very good.
Good shot is right. You know, if he got real straight again, and it looks like he may have, he'll just have to pull the cue ball back. He's down squinting like that. It's pretty darn straight. I'll tell you right now.
Yeah, he just has to come back a foot, leave an angle to get off the rail behind the 9.
I think, yeah, I come back to about where the head spot would be, right?
Yeah, that'll be good enough.
You don't want to overdo this. You don't need to go all the way down and back out because that makes pocketing the ball more difficult.
Extension.
Going to use his extension right here. Good time to do it. No sense making a hurried decision. You won't need your extension after this shot anyway. This is a shot that sometimes you might flinch on. Stayed very still. Ensured that he got the ball in the side pocket. Now he just needs to be a shot maker from here. I think he's just going to roll this in, Danny, and take whatever he gets on the 8.
Well, if he makes it, he will have something pretty good on the 8.
Most likely, that's right. He put it with pace.
Oh,
Okay.
he hit 2 rails.
Confident stroke.
Yeah, he didn't want to roll it. He wanted to hit it with a little authority for accuracy. No, I don't think he got the perfect angle to draw back. He might have to pound it into the rail, bounce one rail. Let's see. That's what he did. But he had more angle than I thought because he didn't hit that hard.
And went quite a ways, so that was good.
Ooh, he trickled it in, but it went in.
Yeah, perfect speed. That was Tao's third break and run out of the match.
Number 13 links the back.
Very well played. He worked hard through that rack.
Yep.
Pushes out to a 9-4 lead.
Yeah, this is kind of the way it went. Boys' last match.
Yeah, against Chen.
Similar score. Of course, it's not over yet, but the way this guy's going, it looks like if he makes a ball on the break, he's going to at least have a maneuver to outthink your opponent.
Right.
If he has a shot, he'll run out.
Right. This has been just a ultra strong performance by Tao. Shows no signs of slowing down. Like you said, Karl's just got to hope to get to the table. I was saying he needs to make something happen, but just getting to the table would be some part of the battle. A lot of high energy here as he aims it up. That's up to break. 6 ball will be your wing ball. That got kissed out. Looked like the 2 pushed it in. And he can hit the 1 ball. A fairly tough shot on the 1.
Yeah, I don't really think he can shoot it. Shot is tough. Position is tough. But I don't know how he could play safe. I mean, he can't bank it perpendicular because the cue ball's going to that pocket. Can't do much with the cue ball. You can't hit it low. Well, he's made up his mind to do something.
Yeah. If he's playing the 1, he's going to play a little bit to overcut it. Let the cue ball thread past the 3, come back down, as long as he doesn't hit the points on the side pocket.
Overcut it, like you said. And look where the cue ball went.
Yeah, that's world-class pool. Perfect.
Well, Karl, boys, you're getting kicking practice. That's about it.
Well, this is kicking like ugly. I don't even know if he can go. Yeah, I don't think he can even go at it one rail. It's like the 4 ball has him impeded from that.
And the side pocket is in the route.
He's kicking to a very small target this time for sure.
Well, you better hit it.
Not even easy to tie up other balls.
No, I mean, it's going to be tough to hit this and get them safe.
I'm saying take a foul. You know, maybe you could shoot the 7 down by the 8 and freeze it up there. I don't know. Nothing's good. Oh, nice shot. Nice shot. Well, he made something happen. Been quite a while since Karl had been to the table.
Well, does the 1 go by the 7?
Yeah, he's down there looking at it.
Because if it does, he will be rewarded if he makes it.
Well, he might just roll the 1 past the 8 in the back down table and try to use the 5 with the cue ball. Just trickle it forward. No, he's playing
Or
it.
he might shoot it.
What a shot. What a shot. I have to applaud that.
Well, he's not snookered, but he doesn't have much. He made a great shot. What's this?
Well, they want to
Karl's
see
trying
if
to see if it's frozen. Is that an indication that it's frozen? Because then, if it's frozen, he could push right through it.
I never liked that rule.
No, that's a bad rule too, but stops all arguments.
It looks silly. When you push through it and introduce side spin, you can kind of hold the cue ball along there and distort the 3 ball quite a bit. I think he's just got to go real thin on the 3, left English, and come down close to the 9, and then drop in behind all these balls.
I can't see the right angle, but he might be able to throw it in.
Hold the clock.
Little right-hand English, it might throw to the left enough.
Something happened here. They're stopping the play. Not sure
And
what
they're looking
happened.
up in the stands.
I don't understand
Well,
it.
what authority is up in the stands?
Something's happened here. It's peculiar. They're getting the interpreter out. Oh, they're trying to explain what the
is that
rule
what
is.
yeah,
Okay.
they were using the interpreter.
Right. I don't know if we have the overhead, but if we do, I'd like to demonstrate what I think should happen. I think you should lightly rub the 3 to here and introduce left English and go here, here, and here, or here, anywhere down in here. Now he's going to go the other way, it looks like. Oh, he's saying hold up for a second. I want a clarification. Requesting the interpreter to come back.
No extension.
They agree that they understand
Start the clock.
whatever the rule is. Now they're going to let him go level cue.
Well, he left a hit on it. I mean,
Well, I'm glad because I hate that rule anyway, so I didn't want him to lock him up with that stroke. Did you? Nah. Good shot, Karl.
I don't know if it is.
Will he be able to kick and hit it?
Can he hit it?
Not straight on. No, the fives. Can he jump it? Maybe.
Oh, he just missed it.
Yep, nice effort. The thought of making it in the side was there, and he definitely had that in his mind when he shot it.
Well,
You don't know you're going to make it, but he made a good pass at making it.
Karl doesn't have any bargain here.
No, sir. And when you've been sitting that long, and then you got to come up here, and this could be a game-losing shot as well as a game-winning shot. Stayed pretty still. Good job, Karl.
And he got position.
Yeah, that was courageous.
Very good. Stay alive. Good shot.
Rolls it forward. Well, this is the opportunity he's been waiting for.
Good shot.
You know, the one thing I would say about the two styles is that Tao is a bit more measured and calculating, and Karl kind of freewheels a little bit there. Didn't pick up an easy angle, so now he has to draw or maybe follow. But Tao works a little harder to get the right angles here.
He got the perfect angle.
Well, he's still got to do a little something. He's going to have to draw.
I don't really think he has to draw. I think he can cinch it and fall on the 8. Just rolling it.
Yeah, maybe then.
It's always easier.
You're right.
He
Get the
did
heart
it.
of the pocket. This time he got the right angle.
Yes, he did.
Go into the side pocket. He is. Take what he has rather than try to get up table. Nine balls in the side pocket. Karl Boyce has 5 and requesting a timeout. Tao's ready for a little timeout himself. And so with that being said, we will all take a couple-minute player timeout. All right, Tao's back. Jacket's off. Boys is racking. Karl Boyce looks on. He's lining up to break. We're back, folks. Here we go. Semi-final action. Karl powers up. A couple balls drop in. Cue ball found its way to the center of the end rail. One ball, long shot.
Yeah, it's a long shot and tough position too. Once again. But I noticed Karl's not taking a chance on undershooting the break. Right, he fired him.
Right.
He made sure balls went past the side.
That's the way he broke last night, and he played great and made balls and got shots. And today it seemed like he took a little off the break. It really wasn't working out all that well.
Well, what do you think?
No, I think
You got to play safe.
No, that's not
Make it
Karl Boyce.
perpendicular.
No, he's shooting. Karl Boyce
Think he
plays
is?
shoot. Yeah, he shoots.
Oh, nice shot. Did he fall on the three? I think he did. Yeah, that deserves some applause.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was a courageous shot also.
Uh-oh. Trickled in. The speed made it go in, but it didn't hit it clean. I thought it was going to hang up.
It's going to draw it back. It's done draw, not effective draw. It's a trickle or two is all he wanted. Got it. It'd be a nice way to come back from break by breaking and running out, pulling yourself within 3 games.
Got straight in here.
No, I think he can just topspin one rail.
You think he's got a little angle?
I think he can just topspin one rail.
Right, you are.
No, 2 cushions. Good in either case. He didn't have to overhit it or anything. Checks his tip. Karl Boyce first break and run out of the match. Gives him 6 games. Tao has 9.
Well, he's won 2 in a row now.
Karl Boyce breaking. He powered up last time. 6 on the wing. He crushed him there. Something found the pocket. He's going to be close to the 1. Should be a fairly routine safety play here. He might even be able to lodge the cue ball right frozen to the 5, which would be highly advantageous.
Yeah, take away all the kicks by freezing him on that 5.
He can just he doesn't have to move the 1 but 3 inches. Yes, good. Now he's going to have to kick to the end rail. 1 cushion. Very difficult to protect yourself.
He's putting the tip where he has to hit to kick 1 rail.
Yeah, when you get this angle, it really wants to expand out towards the 6-ball side of the thing, so you have to hit very, very near the point. Slightly jacked up, all ball fouls. He's going to use a little left English with this? He may.
I think straight. You don't need any English either way.
Tao.
Oh, he didn't hit the ball.
Yeah,
Ball in hand.
the left English bit a little bit more than he wanted. So Boyce now won a game, broke him right out of the game, and now he's played a killer safety and picked up ball in hand.
Yeah, we're going to be seeing a combination 4-9.
Well, the eight's kind of half in the way down there. I don't know
I
if
don't.
that's.
Oh yeah, it is sort of. Yeah.
I mean, maybe we will, but it looks like it's a little bit stifled by the eight ball.
Now he's looking to
Get
bank
position.
the 4. See where he aimed?
Yeah.
He's going to play for a bank. Oh, maybe not.
Yeah, he didn't really get effective topspin. He kind of just died right away. He might have slightly the wrong angle.
Yeah, he's looking to bank the 4 yet. I say yet because he doesn't have a real good angle on the 3 to get to an easy bank.
That's not going to be a good bank.
He's all right here. Only thing can go wrong here is a miss.
Yeah, well, it's easy to miss from here. That's a weird angle. The cue ball's up adjacent, lateral to the side pockets, and the object ball's almost a diamond down table.
And you can't cinch it because you're going into the 9.
Had he introduced a little bit of right-hand English on the last shot, he would have had a much better angle to play this shot from. Hit it good.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, well done, Karl Boyce.
Look where the 9 went. I think if he stops it right there, I don't know. He doesn't. The 9 made it a little different.
Yeah, he's pretty straight on the 5 too, Danny. Here on the
Yeah, and
overhead.
he's over the top too.
Gonna go low left. Have it spin open off the side cushion by his hand. That's a good shot. Yeah, well played.
No. Very well.
Yeah, now he's back in line here.
Yeah, he's got the angle now to go to the 7. Yeah, this will be his 3rd straight win if he completes it.
A little straight here. I don't know if I think he just top spin back up. Play the pocket. Okay. Well, this wasn't a break and run out. It was all built from his break. Played the killer safety, got ball in hand. 9-7's our score. Boys is trailing but breaking.
Number 16 to Karl Boyce. He trails 7 games to 9.
All Tao can do is sit and wait.
Yeah. Reverse roles. Karl was sitting and waiting. Now his opponent is sitting. He's only 2 games behind now.
Three ball on the wing. Been hitting them very hard. Brushed him again.
Cue ball missed the side pocket.
Nothing went in. Karl's dissatisfied.
Oh, I don't blame him. He left the shot. Yeah. He's not happy about this. Good way to start.
Yeah, when you want to get on the hill, this is a nice layout. Karl recognizes that now he has to rely on a unforced error to preclude Tao from getting on the
He's got
hill.
a 2-rail shot here.
Okay, good shot. Introduce side spin rather than stun, so he could govern the speed a little bit easier.
Yeah, he would have liked to got a little fuller. Boy, they hit those shots so well. Good speed, too.
Yeah,
Very easily lose the cue ball on a shot like that.
The two cushion route gave him great deal of latitude in terms of preserving the proper angle to transfer down to the 5. Now the decision is in front of the 8 or behind the 8. If you go behind the 8, it's two cushions, side rail, and drop down. In front of the 8, it's a very narrow window to get on, so I think it will be the two cushion route. No, he played for the in front of the 8. Now he's got a little angle to deal with here.
Yeah, he's going to need a little right-hand English, so when it hits the end rail, it makes it less of a cut.
Well, this is a hard shot.
Oh, anytime you use extreme English, you know,
Yeah.
and he's going to use extreme English.
Yeah, we're going to see a great shot here. Karl's coming back. There's some pressure here. Karl's won a few games in a row, 3 games. He's going to exhaust his shot clock here. Go to his backup 40 seconds while he considers his options. Yeah, he's thinking about a 4-rail. The 4 rails to the short side of the 6. I don't like that. He could try to billiard into the 6, or he could try to do what Danny says he should do, inside spin. I think that's the best. Well, he's going the other way. He's going to try to go into the 6.
Yeah, if he makes it, he'll be a little unhappy. Oh, he didn't hit it good
He just didn't
enough.
want to get hooked. He just didn't want to get hooked.
That was a rare bad shot for him.
Yeah, it was all precipitated by the lack of speed when he came up short on his position. Is he thinking about trying to go rail first and rub the 6 in? A couple different things can happen. He can succeed and get position, 3 cushions on the 7. He can scratch in the far corner pocket. He can miss and leave it safe. So he deems this to be the best way to play this ball.
He didn't hit it at all.
Okay.
Well, Karl, you really can get within 1 now.
And counting if he gets the break. You never know what he might get. Karl was at 1.94 behind.
With no fault of his own.
Yeah, very little. He could now close to within 1 game and breaking.
Good enough.
Good shot. Is he straight enough? He has to draw back. Looks like he might be.
Yeah, that looks like all he has, but there's no problem.
Just draw the cue ball just a little further than where it rests now.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Very makeable 9-ball now to get 8 games on Karl Boy's ledger. Audience responds with his rally.
Game number 17 goes to Mr. Boyce. He trails 8 games to 9.
Hard to be critical of anyone in this position, but I do think that Tao should have went the 2-cushion route rather than the 1 cushion because it's such a narrow window for position that way. I think he tried to play it the conservative way, so he couldn't possibly get hooked by the 8. And in so doing, he took the run out of play when he fell short on his position. You know, the other thing that I think he didn't really go with left English on that draw shot when he went into the 6-ball because it was going to risk making the 6. But the thing is, if you make the 6, you're still protected. You can defend yourself because you can see the 7. You wouldn't have a bank. It wasn't going to be any good. You'd have to play defense, but you wouldn't have this happen where he was hooked and had to kick and give a ball in hand. 3 balls left on the table. Boyce now breaking. 5-ball on the wing. 1 ball dropped in the side. He powered up. Here comes the 2-ball down by the side. He's going to have a shot, Danny.
Yes, he is. And I feel like the people are pulling for him.
Well, you pull for the underdog. He's 9-4 behind. It puts on a feverish rally here that potentially could draw the match even. In the side, top spin back out.
The 5 to the 6 could be a little funny because of the 8-ball. That's what he's got to be worried about a little bit.
I don't think he can play for the just a 1 cushion way. I think he's going to have to go for the 2 cushion route to get to the 5 from the 4. You don't want the 9, yes, like this. You don't want the 9 if you come a little bit short to be in play. So from here, he can handle this 2 cushions real nice and preserve the angle to get down on the 6 without dealing with the 8 when he hits the 5.
Yeah, he would like to get that angle, but that's a little difficult. Part 1 here. Let's see what he does. Oh, he's going to get good on this. Oh, he did. Couldn't have put it with his fingers any better. Now, the only thing can go wrong is if you get too straight on the 6.
And the 9's kind of half in the way. It's kind of weird. I guess he can roll it forward. Very difficult to stun. Over at somebody, I don't know. It was a shot clock guy, and he's telling me I want to use my extension here. I don't know what he was saying. He recognizes this is probably the pivotal shot now before him for the rest of the rack.
Stay chick.
Very clean.
Yeah, he got an angle too. This is going to be perfect.
Well, that was a good shot. Nice
He got
speed.
the best angle he could get from the 7 to the 8.
Yep. This would be the line you'd set it up if you had ball in hand. You just set it 6 inches closer. So that was a great positional play to travel that far and get that.
perfect, he'll be off the cushion, have a good shot at the 9.
Or he can run out here at a crucial juncture. This would be the second break and run out of the match for Karl boys. Ties the match at 9 games apiece.
He's won 5 in a row. Just what he needed.
And stellar play, too. You know, I'd like to mention, too, you remember the new rule that it's not just a race to 11, but win by 2.
You got to be win by 2.
We have to start thinking that may come into play here. If the match was to go 12-12, then it's just one rack at that point.
Yeah. But he still has room to get ahead by 2.
Mm-hmm.
Make a ball, run out. You got a good chance.
Sort of makes this rack a bigger rack, doesn't it? Because now you can't lose at one trip to the table if somebody just wins 2 in a row. If you win this one, they have to win 3 in a row to stop you.
Yeah, it's a big one to win.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the loser of this rack could lose the match, but the winner of this rack cannot lose the match until it gets to at least 12. They'll be using that rule in the finals, too. A race to 13, but must win by 2. 1 on the side. Cue ball gets kissed down table. Where's the 2? He's going to have a shot. Not a great shot, but a shot.
Nothing easy.
No.
He'll go 2 rails to the 3 in the side if he shoots the 2 in the right-hand corner.
I really like the way Tao's sitting in his chair. He's very erect and paying attention, recognizes, and not worry about what's happening. Must prepare for his next opportunity. Seems stoic. Some players kind of slump in their chair and kind of emboldens your opponent when they see that because they think that you're kind of getting frustrated or a little bit beat down attitude-wise.
Well, this would be a great out if he gets there.
Is he back cutting the 2? It looks like it.
Yeah, I wouldn't fault him if he played safe.
I wouldn't either.
You could bank the 2 perpendicular and maybe go behind the 6.
This kid's a shooter. He seldom defaults towards defense. If he has any kind of an offensive chance, he seems to go for it. Connects quite often.
Oh, what a shot.
Wow, that was a tremendous shot.
What a shot.
Yeah. That was world class there.
Great shot.
Well, he did win a world championship, so, I mean, we can't be
So
surprised.
we know he's got heart.
Yeah, firepower to go with the heart. He smoothed the 2 ball in so easy, you think it wasn't that hard. It was a tremendous shot out of the jaws of the pocket. Back cut that ball mid-table.
Yeah, great shot. It was the shot of the match. Go 2 rails to the 5. No, he didn't need the second rail. Yeah, he'd love to get straight in on the 6.
Yeah, you can physically see that Karl is really feeling good now, too. He's a little bit more spry around the table.
You're right. Oh, he's going to get there. He did get perfect.
This is such a big tournament to win, too. I mean, to me, this title is equal, if not better than his world title. The quality of the field here, I don't think has ever been even remotely this strong.
Oh, don't get straight.
Might have had a little hiccup there as far as,
Oh, he's straight. He's going to have to draw the ball.
yeah. Well, that was a little bit inexcusable, but he'd exhausted so much focus on the previous shots that he allowed the cue ball to trickle up or
Draw the
not
ball
trickle
with
enough.
left-hand angle. Oh, no, he had an angle to go forward.
Work the cue ball back out, free of the
He's fine.
cushions. Yep. That's a nice shot. All right. Third break and run out of the match. Karl Boyce is now on the hill
Yeah, he's on the hill.
and breaking.
Mr. Boyce is on the hill. He leads 10 games.
Yeah, that two ball, that was the shot.
It was a great shot.
Had to be a dagger in the heart of Tao. He's now at risk to lose the match, but can't win the match on this rack.
Yeah, just keep doing what you've been doing. Hit him hard enough. Don't give up the rack now because of a weak break.
All right. Well, that's 6 racks in a row, Karl Boyce way. 7 balls the wing ball. Goes to the edge of the break box. Crushed him. I don't think he's going to find the pocket with anything, but he absolutely crushed him. Cue ball
Didn't
ended
make
up
a
right on
ball.
the rack. I think the referee's going to have to remove the rack. Mercifully for Karl, the 2 and the 7 kind of tied up a little bit there. So now this would require quite a draw stroke from Tao. And under this pressure, draw stroke sometimes can fail you.
Well, when you're ahead as far as he was and you lose 7 in a row or 6 in a row, you could feel the heat. This doesn't have to be as easy as it was when you were winning.
Right.
Like we said, did it come out enough?
When Karl bent down, and I'm right on the line. I think there is just enough, but it's not ample or anything. He's gonna have to
Position
examine
is
this.
tough.
Position would be tough unless you want to go super soft. It might be the way to play it and play the 2 in the side pocket over by the 4.
Yeah, it looks like he's got the one. He'd like to get right where he is now. That would be good enough. Oh, he got to the side. Great shot.
Yeah, it certainly was. The match is laying there before him now.
Oh, he can get to the finals. Yeah, he's looking good there, Mark.
Yeah, it's all in his hands here. And just like you said, Danny, you lose 7 in a row. That draw shot is not an easy shot from that range. To his credit, he did put a good stroke on the ball. I mean, I was watching to see if he had a technical breakdown, like he lunged or got quick. Didn't do anything hideously wrong. It just rattled the pocket.
Yeah, he got good here.
Darren Appleton and Jason Shaw are looking on. They're his good mates since childhood. Daryl Peach, Ralph Souquet, all in a little group over here. Earlier, I glanced over. They were all on their devices looking at each other. I was thinking, what about society has happened here? But none of them looking at their cell phones now.
Yeah, I think this is over, Mark. No big prediction. I mean, 4 balls away from getting to the final match of the U.S. Open. That's big.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, big pay boost. And then you're one set away from what you came here to do.
Well, he's still got to hit some rails. Boy, that's deadly shooting.
Yeah, very accurate.
That was not an easy shot.
Not at all.
He got
Very
perfect.
smooth. Very, very smooth.
He got perfect.
That was a nice shot, too. The stun draw. He encourages it to get closer with his hand. What a match. 7 games in a row there. Karl Boyce advances himself to the finals and lets out the emotion. Tao played a great set.
Super.
Yeah. Well, this is going to be a great final, Danny. And so on behalf of Accu-Stats, Mark Wilson, Danny DiLiberto, that's our time for this time. Until next time, so long.
Introducing Lucasi Hybrid, a whole new level of performance and technology. A cue with the revolutionary X-Shocks dampening system, eliminating vibration. G5 grip technology for enhanced traction and stability results in maximum cue control. Total sweet spot construction means unmatched power. And the zero flex point ferrule provides dead-on accuracy, giving you the confidence you need in every shot. Lucasi Hybrid, the only cue that matters.